A single star shot across the black void of space, its tail of cosmic fire illuminating the horizon of the distant planet Thal'kar. The planet, once a thriving hub of intergalactic conquest and fierce warriors, now lay at the mercy of an ancient curse, one tied to a prophecy no one truly understood. Across the fields of Thal'kar, the air buzzed with energy, an unfamiliar hum that sent vibrations into the ground, signaling the arrival of the ultimate test. Seris Vylora, a cosmic warrior born of fire and steel, stood tall in her battle armor, the dark metal shimmering with every movement. Her eyes, glowing with the iridescent light of the stars, scanned the terrain below her as she prepared for her mission. The fate of her planet rested in her hands, or so she believed. The soul link had been activated. The ancient artifact, an orb of pulsing light, had begun to glow the moment it was touched by Seris' hand. The ancient text spoke of it, a warrior's soul link, bound to a partner from another world. But what the texts did not predict was that this soul link would bind her to a human. Seris was no stranger to combat, nor to the weight of responsibility. Her ancestors had fought in the most brutal of wars, and she had inherited their strength and skill. Yet, despite her confidence, she had never been prepared for the overwhelming sensation of the link that coursed through her veins. The orb shimmered, its power now connecting her to the human she would soon meet, though she had no idea who this individual was or why they were chosen. She had heard rumors, of course. Humans were often seen as primitive beings, not fit to stand alongside the greatest warriors of the universe. But the texts had been clear. The link would work with the one who was destined to fight by her side. No, I am not a human's ally. I am Seris Vylora, the protector of Thal'kar, she thought, shaking her head as if to clear the sudden uncertainty in her mind. I must fulfill my mission. I will destroy the enemy. Yet the connection deepened. As Seris activated her communications device, the voice of the human came through, distorted but clear. Hello. Can you hear me? Her hand trembled as she gripped the device, the power of the link intensifying with every word the human spoke. His voice, calm and steady, rang out in her ears, and she was unable to suppress the feeling of something more, taking root deep inside her. I hear you, she replied, her voice far softer than she intended. The soul link had not yet fully formed, but she already felt it, the overwhelming sense of connection to this stranger from a far-off world. Middle. As Seris journeyed across the planet to the site of the final battle, she could not shake the odd feeling growing within her. Her thoughts, once sharp and focused, had become muddled. Her mission was clear: defeat the invading forces that threatened Thal'kar. Yet, every step she took, the human's voice echoed in her mind. She could sense his emotions, his doubts, his determination. And the strange part was, she felt them too. It was as though her own thoughts were not her own anymore. She could hear him as clearly as if he were standing beside her. His voice a constant companion. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, the human said one day. His voice filled with uncertainty. I'm just an ordinary guy. How am I supposed to fight alongside you? Ordinary. Seris scoffed, her voice tinged with frustration. You are not ordinary. You have been chosen by the link. You have strength beyond measure. The human laughed bitterly, a sound that grated against Seris' mind. I don't feel strong. I don't feel anything close to what you must be feeling. I'm just scared. Seris felt a pang of empathy, a feeling foreign to her, yet undeniable. The battle ahead loomed large, and it was not just a battle of strength but of something deeper. They would face an enemy unlike any they had encountered before, a force from another dimension, determined to consume all life in its path. And so, the days passed as Seris trained in the art of combat, while the human, whose name was Jason, prepared in his own way. As the link deepened, Seris could feel his struggle, his sense of inadequacy, but also his courage. He was not a warrior in the traditional sense, but there was something within him, a quiet strength that she had not anticipated. The link grew stronger, and Seris found herself not only attuned to Jason's thoughts but also his physical sensations. His heartbeat, his breath, the pulse of his nerves, they were all in sync with hers. It was a strange, unsettling sensation, yet it forged a bond that was impossible to ignore. And then, one night, as they stood on the precipice of the battlefield, the soul link activated fully. The cosmic energies surged between them, a wild and uncontrolled force that flung both Seris and Jason to their knees. In that moment everything changed. The ground trembled beneath them as the invaders arrived, a horde of shadowy figures from another realm. They were powerful, nearly invincible, and their presence cast a dark shadow over Thal'kar. Seris gripped her weapon, a double-edged plasma sword, the hilt thrumming with energy. She had never felt more ready to fight. The weight of the weapon, the power coursing through her body, made her feel invincible. But then, Jason's voice cut through her thoughts. "Seris, I don't know if I can do this." The doubt in his voice tore through her like a blade. The force of the link pushed against her, threatening to weaken her resolve. Her grip on her sword faltered for a split second, just enough for the invaders to strike. The first blow landed with the force of a meteor, sending Seris crashing to the ground. Her armor absorbed the impact, but the shockwave rattled her bones. She rose swiftly, her sword in hand, but something was different. The link. The bond between her and Jason had shifted. She felt his fear, but she also felt something else. A surge of determination. Jason was not afraid anymore. In that moment something inside him clicked. His fear melted away, replaced by an unshakable will to fight. "I'm ready," Jason said, his voice clear and strong. "We do this together, right?" Seris, once certain of her path as a lone warrior, now found herself standing alongside someone she could never have imagined fighting with. The cosmic bond between them pulsed with energy, more powerful than any weapon. Together they stood against the invaders. Seris raised her sword, and for the first time, she felt the true power of the soul link. It was not just a connection of thoughts and feelings, it was a merging of their strengths. They fought as one, their movements in perfect harmony, each strike a testament to the power they shared. With every blow, every parry, the invaders began to fall. The darkness that had threatened to consume Thal'kar began to recede. And in that final, decisive moment, Seris Vylora, the cosmic warrior who had once believed herself above all others, dropped her weapon, not in defeat, but in trust. The soul link had shown her that true strength did not come from her alone. Jason, the human who had once doubted his own worth, stood by her side, his own hands glowing with the energy of the link. Together, they unleashed a wave of cosmic power that obliterated the invaders in a burst of light. As the battlefield fell silent, Seris turned to Jason, her once cold and calculated heart now filled with something unexpected: gratitude, respect, and something deeper.